Hey sis, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I created an ultimate makeup guide for my beginners. So I'm going to show you how to go from this to this in just a few steps, guys. So this is a step-by-step makeup tutorial for beginners, how to achieve a flawless makeup look. So if you are interested in how I achieve today's look, then just continue to watch. If you are new and haven't subscribed, make sure you are subscribed to the sisterhood, guys. So without further ado, let's just get into this tutorial. So the first step is to make sure you are moisturizing your skin. Skincare is the most important step in makeup because your skin is what is reflecting through your makeup. So if you are not taking care of your skin underneath your makeup will not come out as flawless as it can. So I recommend making sure you are hydrating with a moisturizer that is for your skin type. So we have different types of skin types. We have oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, acne prone skin. There is different types of skin. So really making sure you know your skin type and what works for you is important. So for me, I like to make sure that my skin is moisturized underneath my makeup. I go in with my Pond's cream, and this just helps to moisturize my face. So first, an important tip is to make sure that your skin is nicely moisturized. Alright, so the second tip is to go in with primer. Primer is very important, guys. Primer is the barrier between your skin and the makeup. Pores. A lot of us have pores. So a primer helps to smooth our pores so that the foundation or any products, our powders, our concealers are spreading onto our skin evenly and smoothly. If we are skipping the primer step and just going in with our makeup, the makeup is going to settle into your creases, your lines, your pores, and it's going to look like a hot mess. It's not gonna look cute. So primer, I know a lot of people have their theories on if primer really works, but trust me, it makes a difference. So I highly recommend going in with a primer. I did use the e.l.f. Putty Primer today and just focused it in my T-zone. For me, my T-zone is the most troubled area for me, especially around my nose and just the side areas of my nose as well. So I like to just focus my primer in that area. Alright, so next is brows. While my primer is sitting, I like to work on my brows. I love when my primer just sits and sets into my skin. I just like when my products are soaking into my skin. So while that does that, I do move on to my brows. So for brows, I use a retractable eyebrow pencil. I personally love retractable brow pencils. I use the Kiss New York brow pencil today to fill in my brows, and I just personally like to use light brow strokes to just fill in my brows. I like to outline it and just fill in any areas that need filling in. That way it gives me a more fuller eyebrow look. And then I do like to go in with some concealer and clean up the bottom portion and the top portion of my brows. So I do go in with a concealer that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than my complexion for the bottom, and then for the top I go in with a concealer that is my exact skin tone. So for today's look, I use the LA Girl concealers, and those just help to just carve out and shape my brows for today. Alright, so the next step is your foundation. So you want to make sure you are choosing a foundation, again, for your skin tone, dry skin, oily skin, combination skin, whichever. I do have detailed videos on how to choose a foundation, how to shade match, all of that good stuff. So I'll leave it in the cards above for you guys. But this is when you are applying your foundation. So today I use the Revlon Color Stay foundation. Mine is in the combination oily formula. And for today I used a brush. So what I did was pump it on the back of my hands. I warmed it up on the back of my hands with my buffing brush. So depending on what kind of look you're going for, you could use a brush or a sponge. I opt to use a brush today. So I warmed up the product on the back of my hands, and that way I have control of how much product I'm putting on my face rather than putting it on my face and then blending it out and realizing I have too much on. So I pump it on the back of my hand, warm it up, and then just lightly apply it to my skin. And this is just going to control the amount. Also make sure that I'm covering the troubled areas that I have on my face, especially like around my cheeks. You guys saw I had just some acne scars left. So your end result with your foundation is a flawless, even skin tone canvas. So this is how my skin is looking after applying. I only used one layer of foundation. If you need more coverage, you could go in with a second layer, but this is how my skin is looking right now. All right, so the next step is going in with your highlighting concealers. So these are concealers that are 1 to 2 shades lighter than your natural complexion. Today I used the Kiss New York Full Cover Concealer. This was actually my first time at trying this concealer, but I did focus it in my T-zone. So I've been using this technique of applying concealer to my face. So I focus it in the inner corners, the outer edges, my nose, my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin. So before I blend it out, I wait a bit. When it comes to your sponge, guys, you want to make sure that you are using a damp, wet sponge, not wet, but damp sponge. I like to wet it before my makeup application in some water and just wring out the excess water. That way it's ready and set for me to use whenever I'm ready to blend out my products. So now I'm gonna go in with my sponge and just blend out my highlighting concealer. And what this highlighting step does, guys, is kind of bring back the natural highlights to your skin. This is going to brighten up your under eye as well. If you have dark under eyes or anything, this is the perfect step just to ensure you are brightening and just bringing back the natural lighting to your skin. When you apply foundation, it takes away from all of that natural hues and dimensions in your skin, if that makes any sense. I do have a detailed video on my channel for highlighting and contouring. I have a few, guys. I've been doing this for years, so I have a few highlighting and contour videos on my channel for you guys to check out. All right, so the next thing is setting your highlighted areas. So you want to go in with a translucent powder, a banana powder. If you are dark skin or a woman of color, medium deep, anything that says medium deep is your best friend. So powder is just going to ensure that you are setting that liquid, that cream, whatever liquid cream based product in place so that it doesn't budge throughout the day. Before you go in with your powder, you want to make sure that you are just blending out the creases so that you're not going in with the powder and setting that crease. You don't want to do that. So I like to personally just take some onto my sponge and then dab it on the bridges of my nose first, and then I like to dab in the rest of the powder in the rest of the areas. So you guys could see here that I'm just dabbing it underneath my eyes, my forehead, my nose, literally everywhere that I highlighted, and that's just going to set those so that it stays throughout the day. All right, next is your contour or your bronzer. So for me, I'm using my NYX Pro Contour Palette. This is my go-to. I am going to take a shade that is 2 to 3 shades darker than me, and this is going to bring back the natural contours to my face. So this is really going to carve out your face and bring back those natural shadows that you have in your natural complexion. So that is consisting of your cheekbones, your forehead, your jawline, and even your nose. So you guys could see here that I'm just bringing back that darkness to my skin. Contour and bronzer depends. You can use a contour if you want a bit more of a sharp chiseled look, or a bronzer if you just want a sweep of color onto your face. The bronzer is less harsh than a contour. I personally like to contour just because I love a nice cheekbone. Like, do you guys see my cheek action going on here. I love a nice cheekbone, lifted cheekbone. So it really is up to you which one you prefer. All right, so the next step is your all over powder. Now this is important because this is how your face is looking right now. Really too harsh, it's not looking the greatest. So your all over powder is going to make sure that everything blends together and it gives you the finishing look. So I am going in with my LA Girl pressed powder and just taking a really fluffy brush to fluff this all over my skin, and I'm not swiping because I don't want to mix and move all of my products, but I am dabbing that brush into my skin so that I am setting everywhere else on my face. So you guys could see how the harsh lines of the contour are now disappeared because I blended everything together. I completed the complexion with this step, guys. So this is very important. You don't want to walk out without putting your all over powder on. All right, so now that our base is pretty much there, we want to move on to bringing back some flush of color to our skin. So that's where a blush comes in. I did use the Maybelline Fit Me blush, which are one of my top blushes, guys. This is in the shade Berry, and this is just going to give me a nice flush of color and really bring the complexion together. There are different types of blushes. There's cream blushes, just many ranges of blushes that you can use to just bring back that flush of color to your skin. All right, so highlighter is something I kind of drifted away from. It used to be a trend. It used to be something that everyone was applying to their face. Highlighter has been something pretty optional for me, but for today's video, I did want to show you guys just what highlighter does. So I did use the Ebin New York stick highlighter, and what I did was rubbed it between my fingers and just lightly tapped it in the highest points of my face. So on my cheekbones and my nose, I applied it. You can apply it to your forehead, just everywhere you highlighted with your concealer as well. So it's just going to give you a nice natural glow. We're gonna move to the eyes. Now, if this is an everyday makeup look, you can go in with one simple eyeshadow. So that's what I did today, guys. I used one simple eyeshadow and one simple eyeshadow brush. So I used my Makeup Revolution Ultimate Nudes palette and just dipped into that neutral shade at the top. And all I did was swept that all across my eyelids. And you don't need to know how to apply eyeshadow for this, guys. All you're doing is sweeping it all over your natural lids, and this is just going to give you just a flush of color on your eyelids. Not doing the most, but doing a little something, you know? So that is where the eyeshadow portion comes in. You can go in with a full eye look if you want, but today is just a natural makeup look. So I did decide to go in with one eyeshadow. All right, so this step is optional as well, an eyeliner. So I personally like to do a natural winged liner. Liner is something that can take a bit of time. It's very iffy. If you are someone who, you know, knows how to do liner, then you can definitely add this to your everyday makeup look. Very simple, easy eyeliner look. I do have a tutorial on this as well, guys. So if you guys want a more detailed tutorial on how I apply my eyeliner, you can check it out. I'll leave it in the cards above. But yes, a nice natural eyeliner paired with some lashes is perfect. So that's what I did for today's look. So the next step is your lashes, guys. So lashes is optional. If you're not a lash girl, you can just apply some mascara. Me, I love a nice lash. So I am popping on these 5D Broadway lashes that I got for about $3 at my local beauty supply store. These are really cute, not doing the most, but very natural. So I just quickly pop these on. And like I said, if you aren't someone who wears lashes, you can just opt for a really good mascara. The Maybelline Sky High mascara I definitely recommend for beginners. It just lengthens and volumizes your lashes, and it kind of mimics like a natural lash. So if you are looking for something affordable and quick and easy to use, I definitely recommend the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. Alright guys, so we are almost done. The next step is your lips. So lips is optional, guys. If you are someone who likes some lipstick, a nice bold lipstick, you can do that with an everyday look like this. If you're someone who likes something more neutral, natural like me, I love a nice natural gloss, then you can do that. So that is what I did today. I applied 2 lip glosses. So I used the Milani Keep It Full lip gloss. So this one is a plumping lip gloss, and then I used the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look lip gloss. So this really gave me that wet, juicy finish. So I did combine these 2 for my lips today, and I love how it came out, guys. I'm loving the finishing look. So the last and final step is setting your makeup. So you are using a setting spray that is going to set your makeup so that it lasts throughout the day. It doesn't budge. It just stays put. The most you probably need to do is just blot, which is, you know, oils coming through or peeping through your skin. But other than that, you should be set. Your makeup should be set. It should last throughout the day. So that is the final step of an everyday makeup look, guys. So I hope this video helped you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you do have any extra questions, you can ask me in the comments. I love to reply to you guys. And again, if you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.